level of the body-mind, everything is ordained by God. So when Lance was talking about, he has this Christian notion, or notion that perhaps goes back to his Christian upbringing of trying to be a good boy and trying not to be a bad boy. Oh, am I doing self-inquiry right? I want, when I follow the spiritual path, I want to do it properly. I want to be a good boy. Don't want to get it wrong and be a bad boy. So when Lance has this idea of wanting to get everything perfect and trying to do as best he can, at least, all these kinds of notions, Aklis, what you're saying is actually everything you do on the level of the body mind is actually God's action. So whether you make a mistake, that's because God intended it for you. If you do something well, that's because God intended it for you. If you take a left turn, that's because God wanted you to turn left. If you took a right turn, that's because God wanted you to turn right. And if you took a left turn and then you realize actually you should have gone right, well, God wanted that to happen too. Is that what you're saying, Aklis? That's what I think you're saying.
Yeah, basically. But I guess one thing to add is this only applies insofar as we accept the notion that a body mind even exists.
Exactly. So as long as you think you're an individual person with a body and a mind and who lives in a world, and you can do things, and and with that, all the things that come with that, the notion that you're born and you'll die and you suffer, all these things, yes, this is a good way to think about. This is a helpful way to think about the world. It's a helpful spiritual framework to think God is guiding me every step. Everything that happens is God's will. Let God's will be done, and God's will is being done always, in all things, through all things, at all times, in all places, in all moments. It is just God's will. Everything is as it's meant to be. The good, the bad, the ugly. And it all has a divine purpose. Sometimes I will feel like I can understand that purpose. Other times it will be beyond me. But yes, this is the way it is. That can be a very helpful way of seeing the world. It can lead to fatalism. And all these teachings have a flip side. They all have a flip side. You see, many people become fatalistic. They say, well, and what's the point? Whatever happened will happen. This is not helpful. This is not healthy if it's done in a negative way. So all these teachings can be good or bad, depending on the context and the person who's hearing them. They can be liberating or they can be bondage. That teaching that God is doing everything can be very liberating for some people. But for other people, it can be like a straitjacket. Or it can be like used to it can be used for power and control, Oh, I am wealthy and rich because that's what God wants. And you are poor and lowly and stupid because that's what God wanted for you. So know your place. I'm not actually saying that. I wasn't actually saying that. But this is how these teachings can be corrupted and have been corrupted. Many societies, religion's been used as source of control. So what do you think, Aklis?
Yeah, I think that was pretty good analysis.
I'll take that. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. teachings that are on a level of the body mind are very valuable to us at times in our journey. So we're not against teachings on the level of the body. Definitely not. The deeper teachings take us beyond that. But all have their place.